Hello everyone and welcome back to the CSandAi YouTube channel. This is Vishal, co-founder of CSandAi. Today we have a very special interaction session with Mr. Surya, who secured an incredible All India rank. Yes, Surya secured All India rank 4 in the GATE Data Science and Artificial Intelligence paper. The short form of that paper is GATE DA. You know very well about the GATE DA. Surya, a massive congratulations to you from our entire team of CSandAi and community for securing a single digit rank. That is, great achievement. Today we are going to dive deep into Surya's journey, break down his preparation strategy, and uncover the secrets behind achieving such an outstanding rank. So I think let's start, Surya.
Thanks for the wonderful introduction, Vishal, and thanks for all of your wishes. My motivation to give GATE examination was what happened was I was at the time of my placements, job interviews, and all. Which in our institute it happens usually. The interview results and all happen in December, whereas the GATE exam registration happens in October, and the exam usually happens in Feb. So at the time of my job interviews, I was in a state of chaos. Like, what if something goes wrong, or what if I end up not getting placed, or something. So I always wanted to have a backup plan or a plan B. I would say that for me, Gate was more like a backup plan, because even if something goes wrong, then at least I can get into some PSUs, or do an MTech or an MS using my Gate score. Or so this is my motivation. However, luckily in December I got placed. So my attempt in February was mostly impromptu only. And yeah, so that is my main motivation to give Gate exam.
That's amazing. So your academic profile is already outstanding. How different was GATE DA preparation compared to college academics at IIT Kharagpur?
Yes. So one some points I would like to mention in this regard was
Yeah.
I have a BTech in electronics and communication. So people from that background usually will have a strong foundation of mathematics due to the communication courses.
Yeah.
And GATE, I feel so in communication courses only you'll have many concepts on random processes, stochastic processes. So there itself your probability and statistics background will get laid strongly. And So that is one point which I would like to give. So since GATE requires a strong foundation of maths, I think my background or BTech in EC helped me to achieve that thing. And one more thing was in my penultimate year, like, so I'm a dual degree student from my institute. So in my fourth year, in my BTech electives, I've taken ML courses and DL courses and all before giving GATE. So I think even as someone who is in their seventh sem or sixth semester, if they can actually take elective courses on machine learning, I think deep learning is not really required. Then also that would really help, because look at the GATE syllabus, it's all machine learning and some CS concepts only, right? So I think for job interviews and all, people will already be strong with data structures and algorithms and DBMS. So it's like some more of ML and probability and statistics that you have to prepare for GATE BA. So from my academics, my GATE preparation was not very a different route, because my MTech was again in vision and intelligence systems. So my BTech plus MTech actually helped me to uh, achieve a good rank in GATE is what I believe. Yeah.
That's really good. So as you mentioned, you are from EC background, electronics and communication.
Right.
So when you taken the admission in the BTech first year, at the time you thought about GATE computer science or only computer science in the future? Actually, whenever anybody takes any branch, then he or she always thinks like I'll going to make the future in my core branch. But you switched very differently, like EC and CS. It's a totally different thing. So
That is true. So while I was making the decision in my counseling, So I actually got a dual degree seat in EC in IIT Kharagpur. So dual degree actually involves BTech plus MTech. However, initially my initial plan was, as you already told, to do something extraordinary in my core branch itself. So in my first 3 years also, I've done so much of core projects, so much of analog design and digital design. However, um, in my fourth year, when we were given the option to choose MTech, so this a new specialization was actually launched by our institute called Vision and Intelligence Systems, which seemed promising because that's the time when AI is also booming and all around 2022 or 2023, because then only all this chat GPT and AI boom came, right? And that is one thing. And one more thing was, uh, in my EC BTech, I liked communication courses more than my electronics courses. And that's how I figured out that I actually have a strong interest in math and all. So, due to which I switched to data science. So, I never thought of going to computer science. Now, also, I'm not in a field of computer science. I would say that I'm in the field of data science, but not computer science. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
So data science, you can actually think of it like a mix of math plus computer science,
yeah,
but not entirely classical computer science.
yeah. It's a different kind of like artificial intelligence, machine learning.
True,
It's a bit
true, yes.
management and all. Yeah. So you didn't appear for
However,
the CS paper.
I actually had some background in CS also because I've taken some additional courses on data structures and algorithms. Yeah. Other than this, I haven't really um, done much on computer science.
So you externally studied about the DSA and all.
Correct. So our institute actually offers something called as additional courses. So apart from whatever your semester offers, you can always choose some additional courses and all. So I've taken those additional courses, and also I've studied some resources from
Okay, that
YouTube and all this.
you chose the those.
Yeah,
Okay,
true, true,
that's great.
correct.
So
Yeah.
you didn't appear for the GATE CS paper because as
I know I have not appeared for the GATE CS paper because, as I already told, this GATE was more like a backup plan for me. And in a single year, we can at most give only two GATE papers. So in 2024, I appeared for both GATE AC and GATE DA.
yeah,
So I did not choose GATE CS at that time. So I appeared for EC and DA. In future, I thought of appearing for CS, but that didn't really happen actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really great. Many students feel like confused because GATE DA is still a new paper. It's introduced in I think
That's true. It's introduced in the same year I gave the exam.
yeah,
Mm.
and IIT Kharagpur introduced that paper, I think, 3, 4 years back. So it's a new paper
Um,
actually for the aspirants. How did you understand the syllabus and decide what to study deeply? Because it's also
ah,
new for you too.
True, true. So some points here are like, in every gate paper we have some around 65 questions or something, of which 10 questions are from aptitude. So the first and foremost point is aptitude should be very strong. Like, uh, the ultimate goal is, out of your 10 questions in your aptitude, you should never get a question wrong in aptitude. That is one thing. And at the time, as you rightly pointed out, it was the first year gate DA exam was being conducted, and that time ISC actually released a sample question paper. So I've actually solved some questions from the sample question paper, and then I got an idea of how, what kind of questions they're asking, on what level, what depth, until they go through. So what, to the aspirants also I would suggest is, if you actually have some knowledge on ML, DSA and all, then I would strongly recommend that you see, GATE DA papers are like just 2 or 3 question papers only, right? At least solve one of the papers, then you will get to know on what topics you're weak at. Because let's say in my case, there was a question on k-fold cross validation, which I actually forgot. So I had to revise those concepts. So it's always better to solve a real question paper, and then you have a good practice on those concepts. And one more thing is, uh, do not make some very obvious mistakes, because in my gate question paper, like, there is this calculus, right? So calculus is not something which is actually taught in BTech. Like, we've been studying it since 12th and all. So there was a question on continuity or differentiability, I don't remember, which I've actually made a mistake and I really regretted it. So whenever some easy questions come, do not overlook them. Just try to attempt them also with the utmost effort that you put in, and all these things, and properly look at the whole syllabus. So there is this DBMS and SQL part in the GATE DA syllabus, which I have not properly paid attention to, because I'm not from a CS background, first of all, and I really thought that's too much of effort from my side. So I skipped those concepts also. So it's always, I mean, I've got an overview of DBMS, but I've not gone into very much deep into DBMS, I would say. So
And
that
yes,
is one more point.
warehousing also.
DBMS and warehousing, true. I haven't really given much attention to that particular part of the GATE syllabus. So aspirants should never skip any part of the syllabus. That is one thing. And one more important point was, whatever ML algorithms you are studying, do the complete mathematical derivation of that algorithm. So this actually helps you in three aspects. One is for the GATE exam, because there was one question. There is some algorithm called Fisher LDA, and the question in my GATE exam was a penultimate step of the derivation. So only if you know how you, so it's not always the results or the final answer that you have to. You always have to focus on the derivation. That is the first thing. Yes, sorry, just
It's all right. It's all right.
yeah, I'll just mute up.
Maybe some internet issues there. So Surya is not there. He's coming back. So guys, you listen a very amazing words from Surya, and he was from EC background, and he did miracle in DA paper, you know. So guys, start preparation for GATE DA, and if you want any kind of help from us, then you can just WhatsApp us on 85299399058. There we will try to help you, will resolve your queries regarding GATE DA preparation. CS and AI team experts will be there for 24/7 on WhatsApp. You can message us on the given number, or you can visit csandai.com, take complete courses, test series, practice question, anything else. So we will try to help
Hey,
in every matter. Yeah, Sonu is coming. Sonu is there.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I just had some
Yes,
delivery, so I had
it's all right.
to.
No issues. Okay, so my next question is from you. Like you mentioned, like you left the DBMS and warehousing part. So can you share something about DBMS and warehousing? Like, is the you skipped that subject, but
Correct.
you got All India rank 4. That is an amazing
Okay,
thing. So if students miss that subject, then is it possible to crack the paper easily, or it's an important subject like DBMS and warehousing?
that's a very good question. So actually, fortunately, in the year which I have appeared, the weightage of DBMS was just 7% of the questions only are from DBMS, and all other, since I'm strong in all other concepts, whatever I have attempted turned out to be correct answers, right? So students can actually, I think DBMS still follows the same weightage, because DBMS is somewhat comes under data analytics kind of thing, and it's not very much aligned with the data science and artificial intelligence platform. So still, I believe that DBMS weightage is 6 to 7% only. So if students really want to skip that subject, then only skip that subject if you're confident in all other subjects that you are preparing for. That is one thing. And second thing is, uh, DBMS is not a very difficult subject, I would say. And also the questions that will be asked in your GATE DA will also be of basic level. Even if asked from DBMS, they'll be of basic level only. So if you just have an introduction to DBMS and warehousing, then I feel it would be better. Maybe there is some, I haven't gone without preparing anything for DBMS. So there is some YouTube playlist by Jenny in on DBMS. So before the day of my exam, I've just glanced through the entire playlist and everyone. So still I was able to fairly answer 1 to 2 questions. So if you just give some 1 week of time or 10 days of time, then I think you will also be able to do DPMS. So it's not a very important subject, but yeah, there is around 7% weightage, I would say.
Even warehousing is not the subject of BTech CS students also, So it's a very difficult
True.
for all those aspirants who are preparing for GATE BA. Warehousing is very
Yes.
difficult for them. It's not difficult, but
Okay.
no, in CS classes, no subject is there related to warehousing. So it's all right. We have,
So from
so,
my
yeah,
experience, give more weightage to mathematics,
yeah,
probability and statistics, linear algebra, and calculus,
calculation.
and then ML and DL, and then DSE, and you can give and then you can focus on DPMs once you are comfortable with all of this.
If I ask you like what should be the sequence as per the difficulty level of the paper, if you give the sequence to all the subjects, then which subject is on the priority on the difficulty level and which is the easiest subject?
Mm, okay, so that's a good question. However, okay, I'll answer this question from an average student point of view
Yeah,
because it varies from person to person, right?
yeah. Like which
Okay.
subject is
What I
very
would
hard,
suggest
which is
here,
less hard, easy, and that sequence can you share, please?
true. Okay. So the first thing is probability and statistics is very hard, I believe. Because there are so many definitions, distributions whose properties students have to remember. And recently I looked at some papers of 2025 and 26 also. They asked questions on conditional expectation, joint probability, all these things. I myself, in my BTech, I used to struggle with all those concepts. Like, what is this conditional expectation? What is this joint probability? What is a triple expectation, triple integral, all these things. So students have to give more weightage to probability and statistics, I believe, and then the ML algorithms. As I mentioned, properly derive all the ML algorithms. Like, let's say you have principal component analysis or linear discriminant analysis. Then okay, you know the result. You know that you have to find the principal components, and you know how to find the principal components. But why are they called the principal components, or how do you derive at them? And also this linear discriminant analysis. And what is the support vector machine? Why is it called support vector machine? So if you just ask basic questions, why is a neural network called so? What is backpropagation algorithm? You have to properly derive it. So the first thing is probability and statistics, then machine learning. Calculus is fairly easy. DBMS and SQL has less weightage only. Okay, and then comes the DSA part.
Okay.
So in DSA, in GATE, what they usually focus on was sorting algorithms, graphs, hashing. So in sorting algorithms also, they ask questions on insertion sort. So usually people prepare bubble sort, quick sort, these things, but GATE is asking on insertion sort. So there are some like dry concepts, right? Which people do not actually care about. And also in graphs also, it's more on the definitions. What is a tree edge? What is a back edge? What is a cross edge?
Yeah.
And binary tree traversal. So that is one thing. Yeah, linear algebra. Linear algebra is a medium level concept. Okay, but there are some concepts like singular value decomposition, eigenvalue decomposition, and number of solutions to a system of equations. So these things are like I feel that you should give importance to them. You should at least just revise them. What is what, and also what are the properties of a Hermitian matrix? What are the properties of eigenvalues of a Hermitian matrix, and how does it translate to? So it actually really saves you a lot of calculation and all. So there is one in my gate exam. I remember there was one question. I don't remember the exact question or something. I forgot the property of that particular matrix, and hence I had to do the entire calculation and then solve it. So if I had just revised those concepts, then it would have been much better. And in my exam, I also forgot what is singular value decomposition. So these things you should take care actually. So probability and statistics, machine learning, then DSA and linear algebra give them the same importance, and
Calculus.
then AI and DBMS will come later on.
Yeah, yeah, and
So AI, no, for the first thing is probability and statistics,
yeah.
then machine learning. The third is DSA and linear algebra, and the fourth one will be artificial intelligence. So machine learning and artificial intelligence are slightly different from Gates' point of view.
Yeah.
So machine learning focuses entirely on machine learning algorithms, and AI focuses on search algorithms, A-star search algorithms, game trees, logic, and these kind of things. Bayesian networks, all these kind of things AI focuses on. So AI weightage is also like 9 to 10% only. It's not that much of ML. So that you can give. And then calculus and DBMS you can give. Calculus is fairly easy only. I mean, it's better if you prepare strongly, but I felt, at least in my year, calculus was fairly easy. So
So
if
maths.
you just know what are maxima and minima, what are increasing and decreasing functions, what is continuity, and that should be enough.
So the weightage of maths part is more than core subjects, right? Linear algebra, calculus,
That's true.
probability, and statistics.
Correct.
You have to focus on
If
maths.
you look at the GATE syllabus, it is divided into 7 topics. Out of 7 topics, 3 topics are mathematics only.
Okay.
Like it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you shared the sequence of the subjects on the basis of difficulty level of each subject. If I
Yeah.
ask you to share uh, the sequence to start study, like what subject we should start during the preparation, what subject we choose firstly, then what would be the secondary, and then third, fourth, fifth. So what would be the sequence for study?
Yes. So sequence of studying. This is the sequence of difficulty. Sequence of studying. What I would say is better study first whosoever weightage is maximum. Okay, now probability and statistics is almost like 12%, 12 to 15% of weightage. So study that first and then ML, because if you look at the name, gate DA itself means probability and statistics and ML. So start with that. They're the most difficult concepts, and once you're done with that, then maybe you can complete DSA. DSA is fairly easy because CS students will have overlap in gate syllabus. So CSC students will can easily complete DSA, and then AI, actually, artificial intelligence is a very new concept, and I think that will take time to digest all these search algorithms, all these heuristics, all these Bayesian networks, and all. So that maybe you can study at the end. Okay, the first importance you give to prob stats and machine learning, and then you revise all your linear algebra topics. Then go for DSA, then calculus and DBMS, and at last you can give importance to AI. Why? Because AI is more like, see, let's say now I want to understand what KNN algorithm is. Okay, I'll have ample amount of resources on the internet, but on the gate syllabus of AI, the resources are very less. So, and they are also difficult to digest. So AI weightage is like 9 to 10%. So maybe you can give that at the end once you've completed all of your preparation.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the your timetable for the study or the daily timetable. So what was your daily study routine during the serious preparation phase? How many hours did you study, regularly?
Okay. So the thing is, as I already told, for me it was more like a backup plan, and my attempt was mostly like an impromptu kind of attempt.
Yeah.
However, what I felt was, since I have dedicated most of my time thoroughly for my semesters and all the semester courses which I've done actually really helped me. So I would say, on an average of if someone with a strong background, even if not strong, if someone with an average background in mathematics or machine learning, uh, 3 months is more than enough. If someone starts preparation just 3 months before the exam, that should be more than enough. And I would really suggest, if you are having 3 months of time, then it would be more like at least give 4 to 5 hours a day for your preparation. That will be very much sufficient. And also, uh, I mean, you can always refer to coaching institutes and all, but try to give as many mock tests as possible, because you have to, okay, let's say 4 to 5 hours, and then every weekend or 2 to 3 times a week you can always give a mock test, because you'll have a virtual calculator on your gate exam, and you actually have to get habituated on how to use that calculator, all these things. So yeah, I think 3 months and 4 to 5 hours a day should actually help students. Not I mean, you need not stress too much about the gate exam. Just go through PYQs, just make some, as I told, make some short notes. there are some beautiful blogs on Medium and Analytics Vidya. So Analytics Vidya is a very good series of blogs. On every machine learning algorithm, you'll find some Analytics Vidya blog. Go through go through that particular blog for each and every machine learning algorithm. Go through Medium blogs, and also I also refer to some books. There are 4 books I refer to. I mean, mainly these books are related to machine learning and AI. So there is this probability models by Sheldon Ross. Okay, so this actually gives you a good introduction. So you can practice all the illustrations in that book, all the examples in that book. He'll also explain how to calculate the conditional expectation. You'll actually get a good understanding of that. And while I was starting ML from my side, there is this book called Pattern Recognition by Christopher Bishop. So that's also a very good book. I mean, that book I studied when I was starting ML, when I'm getting to know what ML is and all these things. And coming to AI, there is this AI, a modern approach by Stuart, Stuart or someone. I don't remember the other name exactly, but AI, a modern approach is a very good book for AI. And for AI, one more thing I would like to tell you is IIT professors only prepare the gate papers usually. So for AI, since there are not much resources available, refer the NPTEL videos on YouTube. They're available for free. Refer to them and stick to them. You need not practice too much and just have some PYQs and all. That should be enough. You need not stress more about AI and all these things. Yeah, and as I already told, try to not skip something which is there in the syllabus so that you'll not regret later on. Like if I should have studied this, it's not a very difficult concept and all these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So my next question is from you, like since GATE DA has mathematics, programming, AI, ML, and core concept together, how did you
True.
balance all these subjects without feeling overloaded? And as you
Okay.
mentioned, like you had only 6, 7 months of the preparation, and you started in the mid of the year. So how you managed it?
True. So, as I already told, I'm from an ECE background, right? In ECE, we have some courses like signal processing and image processing. Okay, our in our institute, our image processing lab, we had to do the entire all the lab assignments in Python only usually. So there, I got a touch to Python. So I did not have to give so much time of Python. I agree that there are some advantages from my side because I did not have to spend so much of time on Python. And as I already told, if you had if you can put some efforts from your BTech only, right? Like I have taken a course on data structures and algorithms in my second year of BTech. So if you also take such an additional course, just put some effort from your second year because in college you're almost free only, right? So just put some efforts and you'll not have to spend so much of time on DSA, right? The main thing will come. Uh, Maybe I struggle somewhat with artificial intelligence. That I have to admit because I could not find proper resources and the concepts are also tough. Since I'm from my institute, I have our own slides and I have our NPTEL videos which I refer to. But that is there I felt slightly difficult and. Coming to probability and statistics, I have a communication background. So probability and statistics, I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was moderate. See, if someone is from a non-easy background, they might struggle with probability and statistics, but I did not have to struggle that much. And calculus was fairly easy only, and linear algebra also easy people will usually have. So the things which I struggled with are artificial intelligence, bit of linear algebra, I would say, because linear algebra I totally lost in touch after getting into my final year. I totally lost in touch, and then some concepts of machine learning because GATE actually focuses on the diverse spectrum of machine learning. We actually study only some concepts in the university, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these concepts I struggled. As you mentioned, programming and all these things. Programming, I was actually good enough because of the image processing assignments we had in our institute.
Yeah.
So if someone has a good experience with Python, pseudo, I mean, the questions on Python were also very self-explanatory. They weren't very advanced level, and also they give some pseudocode and ask you to find the time complexity of that. Yeah. So these are the things.
Okay. Got it. What mistakes do you think most GATE DA aspirants are making right now in their preparation strategy?
Okay. So one obvious thing is like they might think that after, so gate DA is usually given to go into MTech and all, right? So they might think DBMS will not be taught in our MTech if I go into some artificial intelligence plan. So let me skip it. Okay, you can skip it, but the thing is, if you studied it, I mean, in gate, even 1 mark, 2 marks also can get you a very good rank, right? So do not skip it. Do not think from a futuristic perspective. You can think from a futuristic perspective always, but only if you are very confident, only skip those subjects. Do not skip some. I mean, if it's too difficult, like I said, warehousing, as you mentioned, and artificial intelligence and all. These things which are slightly complicated, and if you actually put some efforts and still you are not able to get it, then you can just leave it. But whatever seems slightly easier or slightly moderate, then I suggest people not to skip it. And the second question, how to intelligently use the gate calculator. So that only comes with practice, right? So if you have a bigger expression, I think it's a scientific calculator. If you have a bigger expression, then how do you actually evaluate that expression? Because it saves you a lot of time instead of manually calculating. You'll not be allowed a physical calculator and all. Only that virtual calculator interface you have to get through. And the third point, silly mistakes. Silly mistakes. How I define silly mistakes is, you see a question and you think you will solve it, and when you come out of the exam, it is the wrong answer whatever you put. So whatever questions which you are solving, solve them with utmost care. That it's like, do not take too much of stress, but solve whatever. If you're putting something confidently, then it should be correct. And the fourth point is aptitude. So people actually prepare so much of probability and statistics, so much of ML, so much of AI, and they leave out the aptitude part, right? But aptitude is the basic. Like if you are doing something, if you're making an artificially intelligent machine, then you should be able to solve aptitude with the basics, right? So aptitude, and for aptitude, you have multiple resources. From every gate paper, you can practice all the 10 questions of aptitude. That is one thing. And the point which I'm iterating again and again is, do the mathematical derivation of all the ML algorithms. Like you see an ML algorithm, you know how it behaves, you know what is the result, you know why it exists, but you don't know how you arrive at the result. Sometimes questions can be made on how you arrive at the result, and actually questions were made in the gate examination series. And this will not only help for your gate D examination, also after your MTech. When you sit for job interviews also, the interviewers will also be impressed by your mathematical approaches and by your mathematical reasoning. You have to deep dive into each and every algorithm's mathematical reasoning. Then that is one thing. And also if someone who is interested in research and all, this approach will help them also. So I think these are some mistakes which current gate D aspirants are committing, and if they overcome this, then I think they can even get an air one. Yeah.
Go. Nowadays, a rumor, or we can say myth, or maybe it's a true. Like if you are the aspirant of gate DA, then your future is not secure. If you are the aspirant of gate CS, then your future is secure. If you crack the gate CS, then you can make your bright future. But if you crack the gate DA, then there is no possibilities to get some good colleges, maybe jobs, or so. This is a rumor or myth, maybe. So can you share something about gate DA future and possibilities for the gate DA aspirants in the future?
So I'll share some insights on this. So whatever you mentioned, um, so we have to consider 2 points here, Vishal. So Gate CS is a legacy thing, right? It's been since more than 10-20 years, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Gate D is just starting. So it's not a fair comparison to compare Gate CS and Gate D. So in that case, someone with a Gate EC or Gate any other Gate exam also will have, because companies have to know what is Gate DA. Institutes have to know what is Gate DA. So it takes some time for institutes to grasp that. So let me give an example. As I already told, when I was making the decision to choose my MTech specialization, our branch was very new, right? So it was a new branch that was introduced in our year. called Vision and Intelligent Systems. So the placement committee had to pitch to the companies that this is a good branch and people actually have good material retained, right? So that is one thing. So, and whatever you said is partially true from whatever I've heard. The thing is, so coming to, we are comparing Gate CS and Gate DA. With Gate CS, you never have PSC opportunities at all. But with Gate DA, you at least have at least one PSC opportunity. I do not know about multiple PSCs. There is something called NHA, National Highway Authorities of India, which actually consider Gate DA and hire people in their PSC. I think I only recall that PSU. I don't know if any other PSUs are hiring based on Gate DA. So Gate CS, so that is also not there, right? So kind of that thing. And secondly, regarding MTech, what I came to know was even people with under 800 for Gate DA, they also had to go through multiple interviews compared to a Gate CS guy. So let's have two guys with a Gate CS with a less score and Gate DA with a higher score. Still, institutes are conducting more interviews for the Gate DA candidate than the Gate CS candidate. Uh, and from the institute's point of view, you can actually empathize with them and think that, I mean, if you are giving admission to someone, then you actually have to assess how strong he is, right? And since Gate CS is already proven, I think it will take some time to sink in. It's not very far, it's very near. But institutes have to understand what Gate DA is, and people cracking Gate DA also are as good as the Gate CS students. So that is one story. Some stories I've heard, like even with under 800 also, people have to give multiple interviews, and after multiple interviews also, some people did not even secure some admissions, right? So this is not, I'm not discouraging anyone, but I'm putting out the facts that I have heard from my connections. However, there are also some people. So okay, let me tell my experience only. I've got an 8-4 and I got a call from ISC to register in their CDS, Computational and Data Sciences program. So if really you get an 800, then I'm sure you'll get an interview call from any of the top institutes, and it's up to, and then you have to take the next step. I mean, if you have cracked the Gate DA, then you already have some stuff in you and some caliber talent in you that you can actually crack the interviews also. But do not expect it to be as easy as for a Gate CS student. Just face all the interviews, and I'm sure you'll be able to crack it. That's it. I mean, if you are able to crack the interviews, then the institute has no reason to reject you also, right? So yeah.
Yeah, so interview is very important, and your knowledge is very important to get a good college. Rank is important, but your knowledge is also very important about your subject.
True.
So
And one more point
yeah,
here was even for the AI branches in MTech and all, institutes are actually taking CS students also into them. So it's not, so it's usually like for EC specializations, GATE EC students are considered, right? For CS specializations, CS students. But here for AI specializations, both CS and DS students are being considered. So I think institutes should also give more weightage to GATE DS students than GATE CS.
yeah,
I'm sure it will happen.
yeah,
True, true, yeah.
yeah, because as
Because GATE is much more aligned with their MTech syllabus, right? I mean, GATE CS has nothing aligned with the MTech syllabus of AI specializations. To be really honest, yeah.
The institute has been started. Actually, the GATE DA introduced for something. If doesn't want to do anything with the DA paper, then why they introduced it? But actually, they need AI students. That's why they introduced the GATE DA paper.
True.
And IIT Madras started taking GATE DA GATE DA rankers for AI branch, not CS. It's a clearly
I,
mentioned, and we asked from IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, and we filed the RTI, and in that we got the reply from IIT Madras and IIT Delhi and so many colleges, and we will show as soon as possible. I'll share all those RTI reply on LinkedIn, and they mention clearly, like for AI branch, IIT Madras mentioned clearly for AI branch they need only GATE DA students. They nobody from CS GATE CS paper uh, can apply for that. But GATE DA
That's a very good thing to hear. I mean, institutes are actually
initiative for that.
shifting towards giving the students. True, true. I mean, it also makes sense, right? Because if you admit a CS student, he'll not have knowledge on ML and all,
Yeah.
right? So he actually struggle after coming into an AA branch. So
As you
yeah.
mentioned, like institutes, colleges, and everything, every department need sometimes to grasp it. So
Correct. Yes.
now the
It's
institutes are
just been 3 years since GDA started. I'm
yeah.
sure with another 1 2 years, I think it will be a big
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. And the number of GATE DA students will be increased
Aspirants are
as
also true, true.
like it's a
Yeah.
70,000 in
Yes.
2026, and um,
Okay.
yeah, 70,000 students was in the
Oh, okay.
yeah, were in the GATE DA paper, and around 1.5 lakh something. I don't have actual data of
Okay.
CS students.
Okay.
So it will be increasing.
Someday the JDA participation will be more than the CS participation, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
because if you see, currently all the stocks of semiconductor companies are also booming and all. This is all happening because of AI. So people are actually valuing AI, and I really believe that um, DA DA will have more advantage in future.
and
Yes.
because the big companies like Meta and every a big like what we say the Mang like it was a
Correct. Correct. Yes.
now a Mang. So in these companies, uh, the better job can be grabbed by only those who done their masters from a good institute
True.
and in AI or ML or something. And it's
Exactly. Yeah.
possible because of GATE DA paper, and that's why the IIT introduced the GATE DA paper. So in future,
True.
nobody can do the masters from IITs without GATE DA. I'm sure about it
Yes.
because IIT Madras
Yeah.
started, and now maybe IIT Delhi will start. I don't know, but maybe because let's wait. And
Even I also believe this because the purpose of introducing DA itself is that, right? Or
yeah,
else why will someone even introduce a DA paper?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Okay, my next question is like if a student is starting GATE DA 2027 or 2028 preparation from today with self-study, what roadmap or advice would you personally give them to maximize their chance of getting a top rank like you?
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, there is a YouTube playlist by Jenny. You can search for Jenny playlist.
Yeah,
So,
studying,
go through all the lectures of Jenny ma'am, on data structures and algorithms and DBMS. Okay, so that is the best playlist you can get on your DSA and DBMS. That is the first thing. And so first, I'll actually mention some resources, and then we'll go to the roadmap. Okay, that is Jenny playlist. And the second one is for artificial intelligence. Since I mentioned that the resources are very low, better to refer NPTEL videos for the artificial intelligence this thing. And thirdly, make your make a series of or bookmark some analytics with your blogs or random medium blogs to actually understand the insight behind the mathematical derivation of any ML algorithm and all this. And also during my BTech, I've taken some course from AlgoZenith. Okay, that also actually helped me in my uh, even if not for ML that much, but for my DSA and all, it really helped a lot. And as I already told, I mentioned 4 books, right? All these 4 books also, mainly probability models by Sheldon Ross was the best for prop stats. So these books. Now, if someone is actually wanting to start preparation for their gate, then what I would suggest is you start with uh, so you can start your preparation parallelly. So ML and AI is one domain, DBMS and DSA is one domain, and maths is one domain. So divide your DA preparation into 3 stages. One
Yeah.
is AML, one is data structures and algorithms and DBMS, and one is the entire math concepts, probability and statistics, linear algebra, and calculus. Now start these 3 pathways parallelly. Okay, so you first start in maths. You start with probability and statistics. Okay, you can refer to the book I mentioned, or you can refer to any this thing. And in MLA, start with ML. start with Analytics Vidya blog. Start with reading with Analytics Vidya blog. There are some wonderful Medium blogs which actually explain. So do all the derivations by your hand. You don't just look at the derivation and skip the blog. After reading the blog, do it by your hand. And after a week, revise the. I mean, just question yourself whether you can do it now itself. All these things. And then in the third domain, you can start with DSA. You can start looking for Jenny Ma'am's YouTube playlist. All these are completely free. NPTEL videos are free. Jenny Ma'am's playlist is free, and all these things. I mean, the books are also you can download from them. And then once these three completed, then after once your ML, once you get a good grasp of ML, then go to AI. Refer to the NPTEL videos by IIT professors. And in the second domain, after DSA, then DBMS will come. So DBMS also actually what I prepared for DBMS is GenMM's playlist only. Nothing else I prepared. And then for your math thing, calculus you can give a slight. I mean, you can give a lower priority, but linear algebra and vector algebra is very important. The matrix properties and all these things. So for that also you have wonderful books on the internet. I mean, all these you have. You can utilize the internet as much as possible. And as Vishal actually really asked, how to get a good rank or how to focus yourself is time is very precious. Do not waste your time. Actually, I used to doom scroll too much of social media and all, and now I'm feeling like why did I even do that? Because if I crack this phase of life, then after that I can doom scroll how much ever I want to, and do not succumb to your distractions. And yeah, I mean, getting a single digit rank is, see, even while I was giving the exam, I also did not expect a single digit rank because that's how any aspirant enters the exam hall, right? But after I really got a single digit rank, then I felt like it's not that difficult as we really think to, right? So if you just give your best efforts, then I'm sure you will also be able to do it. If I was able to do it 2.5 years ago, that too without any PYQ set, only with just a sample paper. Now with you with a structured roadmap and a set of PYQs, I think you have some 3 PYQs until now. Then I think you'll be definitely able to do it. Always aim for AR1. Do not think that AR1. Oh my God! Do not be overwhelmed or overstressed about that.
Yeah.
Just your goal is AR1 and give your best efforts. But some things like wasting your time on social media, succumbing to distractions, or all these things you can put aside for 3 to 4 months, right? And after that, once you give the gate exam, you can always enjoy your life. So so divide your gate day preparation into three major parts and start all the preparations parallelly. And then once each of the topics is completed, you can go ahead with the next topic. And free resources I already mentioned.
Yeah, and thank you so much for sharing the free resources. And this interactions main motto is to provide the resources for all those students who are not capable to pay the high fees and so many things. So Surya shared a good list of free resources, and I would like to add some resources like you can you can watch the videos of AI/ML from Sonu Yadav, the co-founder of CSandAi. On Sonu Yadav's YouTube channel, you can watch so many AI and ML videos. Actually, Sonu is from Bihar and from IIT Delhi. He done his MTech, and right now he's an AI researcher in Honda company in Japan. And he shared a lot of videos on AI ML for GATE DA aspirants, and you can. And there are so many YouTube channels like PW provides so many videos related to GATE DA subjects.
Physics one is very good resource. Yeah,
Unacademy provides, and so many resources are there. NPTEL is the biggest resources for all those
true.
students who cannot able to pay the fees. And on CSandAi, you can WhatsApp us on 85299399058 and get information about the preparation and all. Our team is available for 24/7, and we will help you to crack the gate. And you can take the mentorship from us. And on every Sunday, we organize the webinar session free of cost for everybody who is preparing for the GATE DA paper. On 4 p.m., you can join and you can get the Zoom link on WhatsApp. You can take courses, test series, practice question on CSandAi. Thank you so much, Surya, for giving your valuable time and sharing amazing experiences which you had in the journey of GATE DA preparation. And we wish you all the best. And once again, congratulations from our whole CS and AI team. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Vishal, for the for this interview series. And and if anyone really wants to reach out to me, people can always reach out to me on my LinkedIn handle, Surya Cheruvu. I'm always happy to help students, all the GATE aspirants, and I wish all the best to all the GATE aspirants. And Vishal, you and your team are putting your best efforts to actually empower students academically, and so academically and then financially as well, right? So I wish your team also all the very best, and yeah, thank you very much. And all the GATE aspirants, please aim for AR1, and you will be able to do it. Trust yourself and be confident.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Surya.
Yeah, thanks.